Adishima ene benada November boso mene de toso edwenu baako afimpi mienu ene edwenu miensa emu ebra so sensama hodo yensaka e ofidem hana megebe na mede esomu se Ctv Afia Brempomaa Kasiebo bomodi ase oba follow yen e wo Facebook ne so at my Ctv if you like here na wa share e de ama wonyanko na wono so enya bi ahye ene ensam no edoso pa yen hwe ne a ebedi mu akotene no ebi Chiame Hineh Emma wo my Ghana mrahye bedwafie e de ato IMF animo se enya bosia kakra ebebo e wo mo nchen e nam so a wo mo ebe kire wo my Ghana mrahye bedwafo ne a wonye anase kwan ya wo emfa so endi wo mujuma abeto dwa se NPP amanyoko no eyi nipa nan bi edi na enomo e na Trade and Industry Minister Katie Hammond wada to dwa wo kire se wamo enam amamra ebo NPP amanyoko no ho ban so e na wadi yi wamo edi ni sentifum so bia eni ho ye betwa bosompo na yakọ Nigeria man no emu na nanu ada e yade se International Men's Day ekoso na wamo edi bi e wo Nigeria alata man ye de ho nsem ebesomo ensem we afro bi so eka ho e na se medu asante me de esomo se Ctv Afia Brempomaa Kasiebo manye nweki enemy din awia yi ene wosomfo Medase Afia nsem no ase emfiri wo my Ghana ye mrahye bedwafie na Chiame Hineh Emma mrahye bedwafo abansuma na Kingsford Bagwin wade atodwa wo kire se enye bosia kakra ye kobo e wo IMF ho nti e na wo mo ebe kire wo my Ghana kwan a mrahye bedwafo emfa so emfedi wo mo adwuma woto aso editu dwa se Gender equality bill bin so abeto mo animu a afei e na wo hwe kwan obefa so na wo mo agya tumu na abeye mra e wo my Ghana mu empo wo chese no gise wo mo efre key holders and stakeholders bi e mo hwe sansem nhwemu ansana wo mo agya tumu se mra e wo my Ghana emu.
You can see the arm of the IMF in a lot of provisions in the budget. And a critical bill like the affirmative action gender equality bill has come to Parliament under a certificate of agency. Please, it won't happen. We won't pass it under a certificate of agency. There are critical stakeholders we must consult and make sure we go together. We will not be dictated to by IMF. That one, you can be sure. Not this bill. This is a very critical bill that IMF itself should know that we need the buy-in of the stakeholders to be able to implement it. The IMF should know that Interparliamentary Union has fixed 2040 for all parliaments in the world to reach gender parity, 50-50. Not only in Parliament, but outside Parliament. And we need to deliberately focus on this, and this must be legitimized in a law. We cannot, under a certificate of agency, go through this one and get it properly positioned. The resolution we passed at the IPU is that any parliament that fails to get gender parity by 2040 will not be a member of the Interparliamentary Union, but an observer. That will be your status. And you know what you stand to lose from that. Ghana will not be left behind. We have a long way to go. In Parliament, 14.5% to get to 50%, and we'll be passing laws on the certificate of agency and be getting the blame, not IMF. And when they get to the Supreme Court, they strike out the law and they say Parliament is no good. Please, not under my watch. If even members decide that I leave my seat, I will thank you and go home to rest.
Yentoa ensem no so yedasoa ewo amanyosem emu na abeto dwa se NPP amanyoko no eyi nipa nan bi edi every NPP amanyoko no emu ne nyina NSS nipa nan yi na wo mo eye campaign e de ama ora Alan Kwajo Chiramatin na nipa eye ora Hobson Adoye Yaw Boaben Asamwa Nana Ohene Nto ena ora Boniface Abubakar Sadiq na no ena Trade and Industry Minister Katie Hammond wo kire say NPP amanyoko no enam amamra ebo NPP amanyoko no hosban ena wo mo edi senti enya de say amanyoko no ayeboni bia.
Maintain the Afia Brempomaa one. Yes, of course. That must be appropriate. I do know from my longer affiliation with the Constitution that if you declare open support for a person who doesn't subscribe to our views, you automatically forfeit your membership of the party. I suspect that that's simply what they are re-echoing. Alan, I think following his decision to go independent, obviously it seems to be, I think he was categorical about that. He resigned from the party. So if he resigned and you still attack to his strengths, I would suspect that you also automatically give the indication that you have said your goodbye to our party. So I guess they are just implementing the constitutional.
Yetwa ensem so na yenko yenim na mampani abedete Dr. Mahamudu Baumia ade se watete bi ede amane enkane mampani John Dramani Mahama na ne nsem a woka ene se mampani dada John Dramani Mahama ekogina apane simpie so ede to dwa se sadom edom no na se Ghanafo eto aba ede mano na wasan so ebeye mampani o my Ghana mu a ade se wo my Ghana economy no wo be 24 hours economy eno ena vice president say ensema hodo a mampani dada John Dramani Mahama eka no enenum bi ene ka ne senti Ghanafo entie ensem a woka.
It tells you that if you make me president, I will have my own vision and I will have my own priorities and I'll bring more ideas and more ideas and more ideas. Today, John Mahama says he has a new idea. And what is the new idea? He says he wants a 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy. He doesn't even understand that policy. Today in Ghana, our hospitals work 24 hours. Our electricity company works 24 hours. Our water company works 24 hours. Our phone companies work 24 hours. Many job bars work 24 hours. Isn't it? Today, because of digitalization, the banks, you can transfer money 24 hours. You can receive money 24 hours. Isn't it? So he doesn't understand his own policy. It does not make sense. And I want you to vote in 2024 for Dr. Mahamudu Baumia. I will bring a new vision. I will bring new policy. And we will transform this country. John Mahama is the past. Dr. Baumia is the future. If Dr. Mahama was there, we will still be having a doomsday economy. You can't have 24-hour economy with doomsday. You want to vote for Dr. Baumia in 2024. We will take the country to new heights.
Afia Brempomaa Kasiebo na wenu gusa wo hwe e wo Ctv Ghana's #1 so nobody so be following e wo Facebook ne so @myctvgh like na wa share dia ma onyonko na wono so enya bi ahwe yento ansem ne so na yenko yenim yeda so a e wo amanyosom emu na dom dodo ba no deni onimonyamfo osemensa cheimensa bonsu wade atodwa wo kire so my Ghana m say nipa obetimi aboa ama economy no asan so asoreje naso no eye mampani abedeche Dr. Mahamudu Baumia ono aso na wotu franka ede ama NPP amanyoko ne senti wode tu Ghana fo ni mu se afempem bienu ene eduna ba ye beto enu Ghana fo nyina ento aba no emfa ema no etifido mantem na wode nsami ekotudwa.
In Baumia we have tremendous belief that a turnaround. He is the one with the key. He is the one with the key to reposition this country. That's why all of us are following him. So, police, we have seen the merit in Dr. Bawumia. We have come together from the south, from Ashanti, from Greater Accra, from Eastern region, from Pro, from Ahafo, from all over, to produce for you, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I will believe in you that inshallah, with your hard work, to complement what he is going to initiate for us, God, in his own appointed time, is going to put him at Jubilee House, and you will see our children, our youth today, our children and our children's children, the benefits that will ensue from the administration of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yetwa ensem so na yenko yenim na mampenda da John Dramani Mahama ono so na wotu franka ede ama NDC amanyoko no ede atodwa se eneyi bosia hodo aban ne ebo ene wohia kwankoma eku ganafo no owo subo bi ebo a na asofo ene civil society organizations for na wode sa sobo no ebebo wo mo wode nsemi ekotudwa ewo tachima wabra wone adotonfo ma ekasa ye ewo tachima hono
so yes empenyimfo omomudi ekan asafo penyi imamfo ne adeade wo se kan nokre ekire omohwe oman no so na obi anka se membobosia but wo bobosia wo de sika no ba fa ye aditi true japade a ebesombo ama oman no ania president anka se ibusa no se Jessica Samson ya say esiafa no obeye hu den. Say on the wapaba onim ni obeye biom. And so ye the president obeba be siesie sa nyoma no. Dia ebema economy ejina na so ene say ye manyina se wako school mpo a obetimi esua onsa no adwuma kakra. Abra ye waban mu. Afi bia ye tisika esi ho. Edima aban ejuma your friend and Nadmo. Enti atorenchem bia sia. Omutimi ba ebeboa omo a sa atorenchem no aka omo. Omo ni hwe. Enti mesre aban Nadmo ejuma no ehia nsuo beto anasa mframa bebo na apa enkrofo dan ho. Anasa eja hyehye ebetimi asai nipa de. Ana nsuo timi yiri esai nipa nyoma. Enti afi bia Sika yete ho ye twagu ho se ye mfa manadmo Mr. Finance Minister omba obosaka se ne be ya san nyoma isia omoso mbetimi aso ano
Yetwa ensem no so na yenko yen bomadi aso ba follow yen e o Facebook ne so at my Ctv GH like na wa share dem wonyonko na wono so enye bi ahwe yento ansem no so na yenko eye bono mantem na ohema e ma de hia wo mo e wo sunyane na akosua dua aso sika breyi a otoso mienu wade atoma mpenda da John Dramani Mahama ni mo se bredru se woyi eye de running mate ya won se obeyi nipa no e de free eye bono mantem na hema ekosoa e de futuo Magana fo a wo mo agisika efri amanyofo ansa na wo mo atoba e de ama wo mo
Echitafo ni titu na mene mo bekasa ya papa ba ebi no mo e de ye e de pe bibi keke ebedu se ato aba no na obi de sempo anka prebi na o de abesesa wo nema eno de mesra mo pa se wagina ama obi na o pese odinkunim na wo wasetena mu yie di a e wo se wo do na si form na wugina ba bia wugina Mayemfa emu bi emedada ene fada e kan ni nyina e wo mesramo munyina na chi echigina pa na nyame gina na chi echigina pa traditional council ejina na chi echigina pa yenim se na mpa ya ebebo ha no ebekọ chiri na ade ba ko a mesre baso ne say bro eda na kuma so because ni yiri fia ne chairman fia ne chese ne na tichufo nyina efi bua enti se ye gina na chi yi a ebema nkanko no akokan dia me pesa me kan say ye yi vice president wo baby bebre a che mesa me papa said this time round no o me yi bi wo ebunu ha samo na ya nye ni ne nto aba no ne nto ne yie ya nto ne yie na ya nya esomfaso obi a ahobrase won mu hu na anu hu ye ni mu se NDC ba power dia na ye nso ye kese ye aba.
Ctv Kasiebo and I do so on a more way. Now, a trade and industry minister, Katie Hammond, Edia Tuja watch us a bino, Eddie Emra, any shepabi egua, say beye, now one now, what they air diapers, any enam, every will be my so about my gun ebetono, what the Sam Lano, ebedi woman, seven or maybe Trisica, I was what I say. One more air cyber to me, abwa, Amania, or my gun, no, it's me, a jan and also.
There are about 22 items on the list. I think one of them, for example, is diaper. How do you call it? Diapers? I don't think they call it women pass. They call it diapers. I think they call it diapers. I mean, there's been so many presentations on me, so many petitions. I mean, they're asking for me to protect the local production of local industry. But we do this on the back of international law. You don't simply get up and say that you won't allow this thing to come to the country. No, we are not banning the import of anything. We simply, I mean, even the heading may be misleading. We're saying that the restriction, of course there's a restriction, but we are not going to simply restrict in simplicity. There's going to be a committee. A committee would liaise with all the importing and then of course the producing institutions in the country to monitor if we have enough, if the system is saturated or it's not saturated, and then how much of it the permit system would allow to be brought in. That is what this whole thing is about. They go back on the cement thing. See how many companies I've told you about. But cement prices are also going through the roof. I mean, we think that some measures must be put in place to ensure that things are done properly in the country. I've always been going on about what we call it, producers and traders reducing their prices to make life comfortable. I take the view that some of them are making uncomfortable profits. That's really matter that's attracted my mind so much when we go into this cement thing.
Ebusafo yanto so e wadwadie ene sikasem Kasiebo emuna betodwa se cement companies ahodo bi a wo man Ghana mu kwa won efaso edede dwuma no enkoye ne senti trade and industry minister Katie Hammond e de atodwa wo chese na so ye no ehwe ne mo se wo mo e de eye legislative instrument ba kwato mrahye badwafo no se beye na wo mo ebe ye mra bi a ebetumi abo cement edwuma no ho ban e wo man Ghana mu.
They actually two allies. One is an ally to monitor the production of cement in the country. The ministry, and for that matter, myself, are becoming a bit anxious. Becoming anxious about the spread of cement production in the country. It's all over the country. We have so many factories littered all over the country. But it's not so much about the fact that we have them stationed all over the country. That's not what really troubles us. What's troubling the ministry and for that matter government is the fact of the qualitative production of cement. And we're talking about standards. Standards all over the world as to the input into the production of cement. You guys will recall that only a few days ago, Standards Authority, which by law has the power to monitor and to take charge, actually to develop standards and to take charge to ensure that standards, the Ghana standards, are properly implemented in the country, have actually gone to close down 3 cement producing companies in the country. That's actually preempting, not really preempting, but foreshadowing everything that we intend to do in this year. Since I've been to the ministry, I have been receiving reports and I have been very concerned about the extent of the difficulty in that particular industry, and I intend to streamline it. That is the reason for the cement airline, which I call the Ghana Standards Authority Manufacture of Cement and Regulations. That's the regulations. But the second one, which seems to have excited quite a lot of my colleagues on the other side, it's not. I guess when they look at the document, they would understand it. But it's about importation of certain goods, certain produce into the country. You'll recall that during the time of my vetting, I did indicate that as a product like the stomach of animals, I don't know whether it's intestine or something. They call it the stomach of animals, bladder, whatever. They talk intestines, and the country had to put an amount of about $164 million toward the importation into the country of this item. Now I found that rather revolting. I don't particularly understand why items like this should be imported into the country. There is also the issue about importation of rice into the country. Of course, we consume more than we produce in this country, so we import. Now, the purpose of this particular airline is to sanitize what is it that we bring into the country. We are taking steps to ensure that in terms of rice, there is no poverty of rice in the country, by which I mean that we are not going to, by these restrictions, ensuring that there's no food in the country at all. That is not the point. We have our 1B, 1F factories, you all know about that. We know about other companies that are producing rice in the country. There has to be some effort, active effort, deliberate effort by government to ensure that we are able to go back to a champion's operation, feed yourself. You know, we want to be able to ensure that the country is on the right foot and it has the capacity to produce, to meet its internal consumption.
Ebusia for krom he ya ene ebuto ene beto dwa sesa wo twa eye bet na wodi a wo betu ato anase tax e wo so na enum ena eye mampenda da John Dramani Mahama wada beto dwa wo kire se sadom edom no na se moto abama na obaye Ghana mampeni a sa ne o mani nyina aye tax a e wo sports betting obaye review e wo so woto aso edit to dwa se eto ahodo a ye tu a o mai Ghana mu a ama wo mai ni mai de ni nyina no oba obehwe na waye nsachiraye e wo ni nyina mu
Meba Ezu mentimi kan nyina but nya meka matese mabunu bebre e ka bet ho asem Ezu na nya meka ni se enye bet nko a aban we baya omude eto bebre egu Ghana forso na yesika sama say a ejuma nkosui ubehu wote wo store ano a na GR fo aba omo wo krokro bi yese wo deka wentua ne apam we pie ne aloke we yino aban we baya COVID levy. Abra COVID by yes, oh, your mamu show free, your mamu light free, ebi sansuo disappoint begina quite enfifi edware ye say ensuo aye free ye to abaman omuye ya ene de 1% covid levy asam to so enti sa taxes no enye no kwa bet enye bet nkwa bebre na ne America ne say men ka say ye be yiwe anabe ye bi we anabe ye be yiwe oso ye ba ye be adwumaden say de be ya ye be tete sa tax ni nyina so na how na da Ghana business for no so free almost so enti no ade a ye be hwe amamo
Ebuja for yen travel sompo na yen ko bi ma so yen ko Nigeria man no emu na afi bia November bo so me de to so dun kuno no ye sada de si ho edidi International Men's Day afi so de akoso na alatame ma na Nigeria wo mo so edibi a eti a ne da so no eye zero male suicide no eye mema wo mankasa edi wo mo nkwa efi wo mo ensem.
Olden days, people commit suicide based on the problem the family have. Some of their family commit suicide. At the end of the day, the thing come and inherit their children, and they continue with it. The majority of people committing suicide are men only, and be caused by women.
Reason why men commit suicide, one is as a result of maybe they don't have something that keep them going. They don't have work to do that can put a food on their table. So marital issue can contribute to that. One may enter into bad marital relationship.
Major thoughts in the minds of people who are depressed. No one cares. No one loves me. And a lot of men have this feeling like nobody cares. If anything happens to me now, I carry the load for everybody, but nobody carries my load. To create more awareness, right? Men need to be thought about mental health and how to regulate their emotions, right? How to take care of themselves, self-love and all of that. So we need that awareness. We need to teach men that they deserve to be cared for, they deserve to take care of themselves, right? The second thing I will encourage is that we need to reduce the stigma attached to mental health, especially towards men. Right?
Afia Kasiebo ni nyina ese aseda enko ma wo a wotina afia wo hweye mo a mo hweye e wo Facebook yedam ase production team ni nyina yedam ase manye no aki enemy din madase amomo ene hwa macro